Hey guys, what's up? Jose here from Dunama Gaming, and today I just wanted to give you a quick review on Street Fighter V that came out recently for the PlayStation 4 and the PC. I was able to play this game a lot the last couple of days, thankfully, and yeah, I've had a lot of fun with it. It was really cool, and let's just jump right in. First, I just want to talk about the actual game, like the gameplay itself, and the gameplay is really top notch. It's great. It runs fast, it's fluid, and the gameplay is just really tight. It feels like an updated Street Fighter like alpha title, with the alpha counters, a lot of the alpha characters returning. What's new this time around is that they actually included the new V or variable system, and with that new system, each character has either 2 or 3 gauges that they can use in order to activate a V trigger. The V trigger gives every character a new special ability or a new attack of some kind, and it's interesting because it just depends on the character and what character you use. Nash, for example, you could teleport using the V-trigger. This gauge is actually filled by either receiving damage or performing your V skill, and again, each character has a unique V skill that's activated by pushing both medium attacks. Birdie is able to eat various foods, leaving garbage on the ground that trips up his opponent, and Ryu can perform parries. I really like this game. It is an improvement over 4 in my opinion. It's much faster, and it feels like the characters are much more viable. Where like Street Fighter 4, eventually, it did improve over time, its gameplay with all the new additions like Super and Ultra, but characters became much more separated in terms of viability online, and the characters in this game actually feel really good. A lot of the old school characters like Vega, Ken, they feel fresh because a lot of their game has been switched up incredibly, especially Vega. Used to be a charge character, but now is actually just a normal quarter circle, Z character. It's really interesting to see that because after playing online, the character just seems to be popping up much more. He moves much faster, and I'm just seeing new attacks and new strategies coming up with him, and he's become a nightmare for me a little bit, but it's just cool to see these characters, especially some of these classics, just getting a new fresh coat of paint. And obviously you do get your classic characters that hasn't really been touched up too much, but they do have some cool little things that they bring that's unique to them in this game, like Chun-Li, Ryu, and Cammy. Definitely, little things changed about them, but nothing too drastic. And the new characters also feel great, like Rashid and Akali. I feel like are classic, just Street Fighter archetypes. I feel like they're going to be around for a while. Laura feels awesome. Fong feels awkward and strange right now, but we'll see what happens with him. Overall, the new characters are great. The returning characters that we haven't seen in a while, like Birdie, Armika, Kareen, they feel really good too. And the classics, of course. Overall, I really like the roster. The roster is really cool, and it's just going to be awesome to see them evolve and change over time progresses, especially with new additions down the road. And right now, there is plenty of character variety. A lot of the characters feel different from each other. Ryu and Ken don't feel like palette swaps. I mean, they've always had their different gameplay styles, but now it feels much more drastic than ever since they actually altered Ken. From that, all the characters do feel different from one another. If you switch from one character to another, you're gonna have to do a whole new set of strategy, whole new set of tactics, and it feels really nice that way. And right now, playing the game online, it does feel fairly balanced. Like I haven't come across a severely overpowering character. I haven't come across a character that I just wreck every single time. Every character offers something special and something unique in that match, and a lot of the people that I play are already coming up with these really cool techniques and these combo strings. It's getting really ridiculous. So it's going to be fun to see how that changes over time, but obviously if you do jump in online though, you're going to see a lot of Ryus. It's common, he's the flagship character, of course, he's going to be played a lot. And the online itself is really good. Obviously, launch day, the game suffered horrendous, crashes, and no one can connect to anything. You're lucky if you're able to get into any ranked games or even lobbies, whatever. But now, it was about a day after the launch, the game runs smooth. All the games I've played online were incredibly smooth. I never really had any lag. There was a couple of matches that started off kind of laggy, but actually got better as the game progressed. Overall, the online is really nice. It's really good. The ranking system is interesting. It's a good way to sort of separate, the newcomers from like the people who have much more experience in the game. But obviously, a lot of these things is an ever-changing community. So hopefully, the community stays strong. Hopefully, the balance also stays there. It's, we don't get anything crazy, that's discovered later on down the road. That being said, the multiplayer feels great. I even got some couch play in. The couch play, it gets classic. Fighting your friend's family. The online's great, but there's not a lot of single player here, and for me personally, that's not a big deal. When I play a Street Fighter title, I play it because I want to play people. I don't want to play the computer. But that's just me. But if you're looking for that single player experience, there's not a lot here. There is a survival mode. The survival mode, you can actually do easy, normal, hard, and difficulty called Hell. It's basically just a survival mode where you either fight 10, 30, 50, or 100 different single round computers. That's all it really is. The single player story mode is pretty terrible, I'm not gonna lie. You literally fight 3 different CPUs, single round matches, and your critical arts gauge is completely maxed out, so you shouldn't have a problem dealing with any of those characters. But yeah, if you're looking for that single player, it's not really there. But for me, it doesn't really bother me, but I guess for some people it does. But that's for you to decide. Another thing I didn't really like about the game is that the unlock system just sucks, man. You can unlock different character colors by doing the survival mode, and like I said, it's either it's really easy, like 10 straight wins, or it gets kind of hard with going up to like 50 or 100, and sometimes it gets super tedious because it's like, who has time to sit down to beat up 100 CPUs in one single go. It's really annoying, and once you make it up to like more than halfway through the game, the difficulty sort of spikes a little bit, and it gets super frustrating. And I don't like it because you could literally, it already happened to me. I dedicated so much time to unlocking like Chun-Li's alternate colors, and then I make it up to like Bison, and all of a sudden, I lost. Have to restart it all over again. And obviously the game did suffer a rough launch, but the game does run better now, and I don't see any problems. I haven't had any issues with it. I haven't had any severe disconnects or anything. I've had Battle Lounge games last for hours. I've back-to-back with ranked matches, and it just feels good. As a final review, as the final word, if you're here for the single player experience, don't even bother. Don't even bother with it. If you don't have someone to play with, whether it be on a couch or online, if you don't have online, then yeah, just don't bother with the game. But if you're here for a multiplayer experience, absolutely, the game's totally worth it. It's a lot of fun when you play, and when you win, you feel like you actually win. You feel like you earned that win, like any good fighting game. And when you lose, you can actually dissect yourself and realize, yeah, this is where I messed up. Because there's a replay system, you can actually save replays. You can actually watch other people and get their replays. You can learn from it, and it's really cool. So yeah, I totally suggest getting this game. It's definitely worth it, and definitely, check back with us at Doom a Game. We'll have more about the game, with some ranked matches, some afterthoughts, and hopefully down the road the community stays strong. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Like, share, subscribe. My name is Jose. You have a good one.